does it take a second for Will's camera to show? It's fine. It's fine. This time I did click the Discord button so Chris's audio won't be gone for 75% of the show, and make it sound like I'm just talking to myself.
Yeah, it's like, Dynamite, is Chris there? Is he? I know what's happened here, but I can't say anything because I'm not here.
It's like, yes, the Windows updates.
Yes. Well done, Windows. Never change. Well, actually, no, please change. So you're not useless. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries and other identities that you wish to be. Welcome in. It's the Game on Flet's Out podcast with myself, the returning lad team maker after what seems like bloody weeks of not being around. And joining me, as always, it is the stalwarts of the show. It's James Atkinson.
Good morning.
And it's the coffee night. Yeah. He's here. He's about. He's just
probably
lurking.
Getting some coffee.
Yeah, probably. I don't blame him, to be fair. It is early there. So how is everyone? How have you all been?
It's been all right. It's been it's been quietly busy, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, but I'd say so. I mean, we've had like Jeff Keighley and Friends Part 2 with his best mate, talking about a podcast.
To be fair, that's probably one of the things I've most looked forward to in that.
But then just went, really? Okay, fair enough. Fine, whatever, Whereas Korn's persisting against the Valkyries and God of War. Nice. Before, Ragnarok happens. It's good. Stuff and things, really. Good stuff, bad stuff. Turning out to be not so bad stuff currently. That's nice as well. And I'm sort of raring to go after a few weeks away of trying to avoid burnout, because burnout's a horrible thing to have.
Yes.
You need to take a break, take the break. Do it for yourself. So we have a smaller content dump today. Just a smaller content dump. The normal. We've had our summer break. We've sort of cleansed ourselves of bad stuff. We've sort of just get out. We're just ready to fill ourselves up again with games and gaming goodness over the next few months to go. So yeah. So right. Konami.
What did they do this time?
They're teasing a new game from a well-loved series at the Tokyo Game Show.
Konami.
Yes.
The company that hasn't made a relevant game since Metal Gear Survive. Konami.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
They have released its lineup for the Tokyo Game Show, including an unannounced new game. The presentation for this game will last 45 minutes and will feature voice actor Yuki Kaji as a guest to represent fans of a world-loved series title. But it's unclear beyond this description what the game would be. So what are we thinking here? What could this be? I don't think it's going to be a new Metal Gear Solid. I think that's taken such a kick in since since old Hideo was unceremoniously left the company.
Well, this is Tokyo Game Show, right?
Yes.
Well,
that's Revolution 23.
I was gonna say, if it's Tokyo Game Show, how are we sure that it's not just a pachinko machine?
I was gonna say, would Konami have the balls to do that? But it's Konami, of course they would. I mean, the biggest thing is the remake of Silent Hill.
True.
Again, coming through. That's the one of the biggest coming from this. Could be a new Castlevania. Taking it all the way back.
A new Castlevania?
Yes. Pez with a FIFA license?
I mean,
that's a shout. That is a good shout.
How much money are they thinking of spending on it?
That's a good point. I mean, look how much they tried spending on their online only one.
They've
I mean, it's a
essentially
lot
made.
of work.
I mean, we've all seen the faces for Pez, right?
Yes.
Hurt, dirt, roar. So.
I see you've also had a transformation.
Oh yeah. Well, you've seen this. You see the shirt I'm wearing, right?
I kind of do it. Hang on, let me see. Let me see on the camera properly. Yes, I do. Yes. Have you got something you want to tell us?
No,
You want to
no.
share with the class?
Believe it or not, like this is the first time I've actually had anybody else with audio on this for a while, so I figured it'd be a perfect time to test it. The headphones suck.
Oh no.
But they're very comfortable. Like there's a lot of padding, but it just like it doesn't have any sound. And obviously my mic isn't this mic. It's still my good mic because we all know that this thing is not going to sound great at all.
No. Generally speaking, headphone mics don't do well. There's a couple that actually do all right.
Yeah. How do you think a headphone mic that cost a headphones with mic that cost me $16 off of Amazon will
Yeah, no.
yeah. No, it's though I got it for the aesthetics, not for the thing.
I don't even use them to listen. I use, other headphones to
Yeah,
listen.
exactly. I actually have earbuds in my ears right now that are Bluetooth. These are just for looks.
It's just so you can call us a bunch of wankers, isn't it? That's what this looks for.
I'm actually working on something right now as we're all discussing to work on a soundboard here real quick. So I gotta. What even is
But
this?
yes, Chris, we're talking about Konami's announcement for Tokyo Game Show. What would you go out on a limb and say it's going to be?
More pachinko machines. I'm not sure.
Because we're getting Fury in the chat maybe saying Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a big license for that. That's a shout. He's also
That's true.
Pez with a FIFA license.
I don't think a company that has been so worried about money like Konami is actually going to fork out for the FIFA license, where like EA, who let's be fair has a lot of fucking money, just went nah, we're good.
Well, I see the thing. The thing is, I think the deal with EA has gone sour. So that's why I think they're jacking up the price for the license. So I think they're going to have a cheaper license for other people.
No, FIFA's going fucking bankrupt because they're worried about a fucking Super League. That's why.
I think it's a twofold reason there. I think that EA may have done a deal with teams separately to get their likenesses and names on there. And also, I think FIFA, even though we know that they can be as corrupt as they fucking come, looked at the fact that EA and their gambling loot boxes for Ultimate Team is a bloody nose on them, even though hell they've got blood money from fucking Saudi Arabia. I think that one's just a little bit too far.
So if I'm reading this correctly, the original licensing deal was $150 million for 4 years. For $150 million a year.
Yeah.
They wanted to FIFA jacked the price up to $1 billion for a 4-year World Cup cycle.
Good Lord. And then the EA went, yeah, still not enough to power our factory for the year. Of which we go, oh, satire. But yeah, it could be the new Silent Hill. I think there's a Silent Hill coming. After everybody and their mother was like, PT, get it sorted. And Konami, finally actually going, hang on, we could actually make money here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll let you know. We'll let you know what happens. And the Tokyo Game Show comes around. Yes. Indeed. Right. But that's it. That's our content dump. That's our little mini content dump.
Is the button working? Is the button working? Yes, it is. It's working.
What?
I have part 1 of the button working.
Right.
I now have a button on my Stream Deck, and I have to create more of a soundboard around it. It's just called erasing, and I think you can understand what happens when I press it.
Yes.
Box. It is that MP4 that I sent to you, Will.
Nope.
See, part 2 of this is I'm going to get a voice modulation thing to distort my mic, to make it sound more shitty.
Yeah.
Lord, my wing's gone! My wing's gone, Lord!
My wang is gone. Thank you, Corn. But yeah.
Exactly like this one?
Yeah, exactly like that. Sadly, the clown wig hasn't arrived yet, so I'm not going to be wearing it just yet.
I love the fact you're teasing this stuff on this one. What's going to happen. And for the people in podcast land who listen to our audio, first of all, hello. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. And to describe this for you before we go on to what we've been playing, James is in a rather fetching pair of glasses. He has a headset that would look out of place in a sporting event, and also a shirt of a racing outfit. Okay, there's your hints. If you want to drop in and actually take a look at this this fetching look that James has, and then what he's teasing us, feel free.
Hang on, I actually can do this. Because to be fair, there isn't too much of a difference here with the look I'm going for. I gotta just find a good picture of it.
Horn has, made a guess of what you're doing.
I think, yeah, no, I mean, we all knew it was coming. Corn guessed it right on. Yeah, I think this is the, how each one of you guys has an away picture, but I don't have one? I think I have one now. I have to just throw this in the memes folder? Yes. Oh, I forgot I made that meme.
So yeah, to segue into what he's up to, here it is. It's a case of he's playing F1 Manager, F1 22 Manager, and yeah, he's gone for the full Williams look here as that, because take a guess, he's going to be playing as the team of Williams to try and get them through.
See, okay, here's my photo now, when I'm not around.
Bono, my James has gone.
Bono.
That's almost uncanny. That's almost. I'm almost looking at two Jameses here. What's going on?
I like how you said two Jameses and not two Bonos. Bono. I think I have a Bono sound clip somewhere too, which I will be planning on adding if I do. The goal is it bad that the goal is for it is not to like make Williams great again, not to like spend all the other time, is to just see if we can sign Peter Bonington as a race engineer just so we can say Bono all the time. Bono.
Oh, Chris came back.
One of my favorite I've done two races as Mercedes just to kind of get my feet wet in the game, and I won one of them, and it was "Get in there, Lewis." And I was like, oh, they did their homework. He's like, "Okay, guys, it was a hard fought victory. It was a great weekend. Onwards and upwards." I'm like, wow, they really did their homework.
Nice. So what else have you been playing?
Actually, not a whole lot. I went out and actually played real golf, like in person on grass. Does that
Yeah.
count?
Yeah, that you've been playing golf, that's
Okay,
fine.
okay, that actually counts. I also have been playing Football Manager, of my own save. That's not been for any other consumption, because I like Football Manager. And what I've actually done is I've been playing in Germany, and I've been taking Schalke, who obviously is a relatively famous team, and got relegated down to the Bundesliga too, and has over 100. It's got like they've got like almost like 500 million pounds in debt.
Good Lord.
So it's all about trying to rebuild Schalke.
Can you do it though? That's the
Oh,
question.
I'm in my third season with them now, and I've got them promoted to the Bundesliga.
Right.
I got fourth, and the thing is with the Bundesliga is unlike the Premier League where you just have stupid amounts of television revenue money. It's all in the prize money. So, I was we had like $500 million in debt. We're making $1 million a month in interest payments on that debt. And now we are, by being fourth in the Bundesliga, I got 74 million pounds, which, that pretty much covers our debt payments for a couple of years. And then I also qualified from the Champions League, which is like another 26 million pounds. So, essentially, like being where I was, we earned pretty much 100 million pounds worth of revenue. So now the thing is just keeping the team competitive and keeping them like in the Champions League. And so it's been very difficult in that sense where like now you're competing in the Champions League and now you've got to worry about this other competition while like keeping the board happy and trying to succeed in the league because that's where the prize money is. And of course you've got, Bayern Munich because, Bayern Munich exists. But yeah. So it's an interesting kind of challenge, and also because I've pretty much stuck to the English Isles for most of my saves. I've played in Wales. You've seen me do scenes in Scotland and England. I've done an off-stream one where I was in Wales. But now I'm doing, but I figured just try and branch out, see what it is. Yeah, that's about that. Genshin. I've been playing decent amount of Genshin. Me and Kim have been playing that together. And then just the quick one-offs that Spider-Man, which some of you can see the first couple hours of that I've played it on YouTube. Warhammer Total War 3, because the Mortal Empires campaign has come out in beta, and the next DLC as well.
Right.
So I've been playing that. And yeah, that'll be it. Probably some F122 this weekend, most likely tomorrow, because I need to actually do my race for
Ashes of Us, yeah.
for Crash of Us. I have to spa it up.
Yes. Corn is asking, how is Total War?
All right. It is how is have you played Total War 1 and 2? Because it's very much like Total War 3. You can tell though that like they've built on it. So if you know what Total War is and how it plays like a Total War game. Okay. The most recent DLC that they've come out with is for the Chaos Tribes.
Yeah. Okay.
So they have the Chaos Tribes, and what's cool is that they have the four gods: Khorne, Nurgle, Mark, Tzeentch, and I always forget the last one, Nurgle. They all are there. But what's cool is they have an upgrade system where like normally units get experience, they get better, and that's it. They have a thing now where if you don't get your special human units. You get regular dudes, but you can mark them for a chaos god. And then once they hit a certain rank, like they get level 5 experience, they're able to go and you're able to change them to like a marauder to a chaos warrior, or chaos warrior with dual wielding axes, or a Corn warrior, or a Nurgle warrior. So they made getting units experience and keeping them alive, because you can actually bring them up an upgrade tree, which is really kind of cool. It adds in like another sub layer to the game. And yeah, it's been really fun. The Mortal Empires campaign is pretty awesome because it's all of the races from Warhammer 1, 2, and 3 can play on a map. So there is actually, at the start of the game, when you start it up, 274 individual races. But yeah, so it's definitely probably the best. The other thing that they've done too, which I really like, is they've actually gone through, and in most of their updates, is they haven't increased the graphical fidelity, but what they've been trying to do is keep the game running more efficiently. So actually what they've been doing is working on the back end, trying to make the game run smoother and everything. Yeah, it is probably the best of the 3 Warhammer Total Wars. And obviously, if you have the other ones, you have all of that comes through to the Mortal Empires campaign. So if you own 1 and 2, then like 3, you get to play all of those characters in the Mortal Empires campaign, which is really nice. And usually, I think it's over now, but usually when yeah, they're back all at full price again. When they release the next DLC for them, usually what happens is everything else goes like on deep discount, so you can get all of them. So, yeah, one of the better strategy games too. And what's cool too is that like they know that the Mortal Empires is in beta, so they specifically have like told you guys like this is a beta test. We're giving it to you all, you guys, because you've waited patiently for it. So here's the beta, but we also want you guys to know that like here's how you can report bugs and stuff. So like if you own Total War 3, you just have access to it. There's nothing you have to sign up for or anything like that, which is really kind of nice.
Cool. Very cool. So if that's all you've been playing, Chris, if you're about, what have you been playing, matey?
Oh boy. So, I'll open up with the big games because still on that kind of competitive itch. League and Valorant. Doing okay in both of them. Sitting around silver in Valorant. I just haven't pushed really hard to go anywhere with it. League, I've been playing a little bit more. Just trying to do things. And oh my god, the dogs. Like every time I was like, all right, time to have input. Melly's just like, time to shout. Oh my god. There she goes.
Sing me the songs of your people.
So, beyond that, I've been playing more survival games, as one can imagine. I put in several hours of 7 Days to Die yesterday. We did a little bit of mission running. My character is at like level 108, 109. I've been primarily excavating a zone in order to create a new home. So the way the world works is that it's a voxel generation, and there's a baseline, which we colloquially refer to as bedrock. Basically, it's just you can't dig down any further. We just don't have enough anything down there. You'll fall through the world if you try to go any lower. But as such, zombies can't get through that either. So that's the baseline that you start at. And if at all possible, I'd love to make a huge wasteland of like a zone for us to defend it that is just like at that level and then ramps up to other space. But anyways. I also played a little bit of 20 Minutes Till Dawn.
Right.
Which was another, like, Vampire Survivors style game that gives you a time limit to just not die, a bunch of... there she goes. Power-ups and things. So, yeah. I feel like I've been playing other things, but it's just not coming to mind.
Fair enough. I mean, you get that point where if you've been busy during the week, you're like, what have I been doing? Can't
Yeah.
remember. That's fine. That's cool. Cool. Right. Well, for myself, first of all, I need to give you guys a Steam update, Steam Deck update, even. Do you fancy
3%?
taking a guess where we are? Are you
3%?
I I
more than
can't.
3%?
I will not participate because I actually know.
Yep. More than 3%. I can tell you that.
Is it more than 3%, but less than 100%?
Yes. Yes. I saw the update yesterday, and I am currently at 59.31%. I could get it this month. I don't believe I'm going to get it before my birthday, because that's going to be quite a turnaround in 10 days. But you never know. Could get fortunate on it. But yeah, it's I think it was like during the first week I was away from streaming. I was looked at it, and the total just started going up quite significantly, which was very nice to see, because they've managed to get production going a lot faster for people. I know Muir Dragon's got his. He got his this week. It was like, here, look what I've got. I'm like, oh, very nice indeed. So yeah, it's getting closer, getting closer. So I can look at Steam sales again and go, I don't want to. I'll buy it. Fuck it. Rather than sitting on the cash waiting to just pay for the Steam Deck. I have continued a game called Clatter, which I'm not sure if you guys have played it or not. It's turn-based sports with robots, where you have a team of 8 robots, different types of 8 ones. It's like Robot Wars in terms of this, where basically to win the game, to win the match, you just defeat your opponents. You destroy their robots. There is a little bit of management to this as well. So James, this might tickle your fancy a little bit. You have to keep an eye on the durabilities of your robots during this. And you can pick up scrap from either your destroyed robots in the game or your opponent's ones, and you can use this scrap to increase the durability on them. You have to use money and finances to repair your robots at the end of each match. You have to have sponsorships, so there's little sponsorship challenges you can do. You can go on the market for mods or buy other robots and sell your team for scrap. So there's that management sort of angle to it. You have 3 leagues. You have bronze, silver, and gold. Now, on Thursday evening, I finally broke out of bronze league into silver, because the first 3 seasons I had, I was at best about 5th and at worst about 9th. But I've set myself the goal of, okay, the way I'm going to complete this is either I get relegated into bronze and then get relegated from there and get sacked, I'm guessing, or I go up to gold and win it, which seems fine to me, just in case it's a ongoing thing.
Getting sacked in the morning, sacked in the morning.
I thought I was at the end of season 2, but I was like, I just kept above, because I was playing shit. You got to have some tactics in here, and one of the ones I've been started using, which seems to be giving me some success, is using a bot that's called a rammer. That you sort of send it in to the sort of their side of the pitch where they are. It's like a tech. It's pretty much a tank in terms of its hit points and the damage it can do. So if you can get that modded to shit, this thing does a lot of damage very quickly over the turns. Because like other turn-based games, you can have like 2 bits. You go movement and an attack. However, you only have 3 turns per go. And that in terms of you can move twice or shoot once. This is what it builds up to. The first turn, just one movement. Your second turn, two movements, two shootings, or a combination of both. And then it goes up to 3. So you really have to think what you want to do about where you place your bolts. So it's one that I guess you two might like. I couldn't say for certain, but I would say try it and find out, because it feels quite good. It feels quite fun. There's an itch there that seems to be being scratched at the moment for me on a Thursday. I've also played Back to the Future. I'm on to episode 3 of the Telltale game. I don't know about it. I don't know. I've played better Telltale games, I have to say.
Here's the question. This will show you that if it's a good game or not. Does it have Huey Lewis and the News in it?
Yes,
Has
it did.
Gonna go back in time. Bum bum bum.
I don't believe I had
ba-da.
that one yet.
That's. I mean, then it's not a no. Then it's not a good game. It needs to have that song.
You don't have all the main characters' voices in there. I mean, certainly Michael J. Fox is in there, but I haven't heard him yet. I mean, the guy who plays Marty McFly sounds very close to Michael J. Fox, but it's not him. The only person that I know for certain is their voice is Christopher Lloyd.
Great
Because
Scott!
you can't have Doc Brown without Christopher Lloyd. There's just no way.
Well, I'm glad that at least like it's not like the Kingdom Hearts 3 issue for me, where like we're sitting there watching like when Hades comes on, you're like, oh man, they got really got a guy to phone in this Hades performance. You look at it's actually James Woods. Go, wow, James, like surf for that paycheck hard, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, that was horrible.
It was bad. I really didn't think it was him, and it was him, and it's just like, oh my, this is not good.
Yeah, that wasn't. That was just horrible. Ugh. Ugh. But speaking of not horrible, on Tuesday I finished up the game Child of Light, which is a really nice game. I mean, I don't like the Tom Bombadil-esque rhyming in it, but if it comes across as a fairy tale, you kind of have to make allowances. You know, it's just one of those sort of things where you just go, yeah, I don't like it, but I'll put up with it, because the game itself, take that away, very nice. I mean, the art style is beautiful art style, considering this game's about 8 years old. I can't really say it's a platformer, because after a little bit you learn to fly. So you're just flying around the screen rather than actually jumping about. But it's a 2D RPG, and it's almost turn-based, because, and I can't remember who said the actual game that reminded them of, because there's a bar right in the middle. There's a bar where your characters and the enemy runs up to a point where it's got a cast meter. And that's when you take your turn, or you set up your turn to either melee, defend, magic, that sort of thing. And then it's the tiny little bar bit that you have to try and get ahead of your opponents to make you move before them, if they have this similar sort of speed. Now you can sort of slow them down using this little sort of magic droplet of water. Little character that you move around the screen to pick up things and to slow them down. However, that uses up a little bar, a little sort of almost magic bar for him. Do you have to wait and collect it? Now, the plus side of this is once you have that, if you need to heal, you can set it waiting on your turn. You can go onto your character, highlight your character, and heal them up a little bit. But the downside is you can't slow your enemy down so you can get your shots in, because they can interrupt you. Wonderful. I like the mechanic of it. It's different to what I've been playing recently. So well, it's been fun. It's been good. So my next game on the Tuesday will be Claire, which I can't remember anything about. This one's going to be yeah, interesting. And then to finish on stream, I did Spa. I had to apologise to Tracker because I just beat him by just over a tenth. I didn't feel I was going to, because of late when one crashes to us, I go in dry. There's no lubing the car up and waiting to get practice in. The 15 minutes practice is my practice, which I quite like, because it gives me a sink or swim mentality to this. It's like I either get a fast time or I don't. I get place or I don't.
You're not like me, who does one cider lap to make sure his wheel and everything is like all set and like is actually working. See, I do the one cider because like I'm constantly having to take my wheel off my desk and store it. So it's like, okay, let's just make sure this is all working, because we know I've had wheel issues. I've had issues where my
your
my
pedals weren't working.
yeah. So I'm sitting there trying to go, and I'm like, I've got Bono. And just now I have the Bono button. So I sit there going, Bono. It's dead. But my gearbox is dead. Bono.
But yeah, I just set up my wheel, and it's just a case of, okay, let's do it. Maybe that's a detriment to me, but I like it that way. It's almost like the doing it live thing. It's the seat in your pants.
No, it is not a detriment, and I will tell you why it is not a detriment. And maybe because I don't know if you think the way I do, but this is the way I think. It's not a detriment because if you have been doing practice times, and you know how fast you can be,
yeah.
If you start getting towards the end of those end of your actual 15 minutes, and you're nowhere near close to the time that you actually have been setting, you start getting frustrated, and then you start pushing, and then you start not hitting your practice time because you're frustrated and you're pushing. And so It's the same reason I don't do any practice. Like you, I do the one cider lap just to be like, oh, okay, this is how this is going to drive today, and then just jump in and go, because if I'm doing practice and I'm not hitting those numbers, I'm going to get pissed. It's just not going to be good.
Yeah, you can over practice. You can sort of go beyond your best. And if you go beyond your best and you haven't started your run, yeah, you do get frustrated, because you're like, I mean, I used to a pinball. It's like, how the hell am I not getting up to here? I can do this. I've seen me do it, but then you just can't, because you've overexerted yourself. You've pushed past that point.
It's why when I golf too, I only do enough practice swings on the range to get myself warmed up, just to like get myself stretched out. And I don't take practice swings when I address my ball to hit it. And because it's a joke, but it's a half truth too, which is I only have so many finite good swings in me for a round, so I want to save them for when they actually matter, not for when they don't.
Exactly. Exactly, matey. I played some more Dicey Dungeons, which is still... It's a very tough game because of the random number, generation of it. But it keeps going back for more, even though you know that the big prize at the end of the episodes you're not going to get, because it's the way the story goes. It's blatantly loaded, so you cannot get out. You cannot win the big prize. You have to continue and continue and continue. I'm onto, I believe, the robot character on this, where you can actually it rather than actually giving you set dice, you have to, especially in the last one I played, randomly press, so it gives you random dice in one point, and you could go bust over the target you have. But it's fun. It is so well done. It's so well made. I love this. And if I'm still on it by the time I get streaming, in my backlog, I'll just continue from where I left off on the stream. And then finally, I played another League of Legends match for YouTube. I'm on a losing streak. Lost 2 matches in a row now, even though I've got Tim on back. And it felt nice to have him back. So I think I have around about 13 champions now. And I'm up to like level 12. So I'm coming up to halfway for where I need to be for it. But I think I have enough champions. I believe it was what was it? 10 champions I had to have to get ranked.
I think it's 15.
So I'm not too far away from there then.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've been playing. Pimp outs and shout outs, gentlemen.
Thank you, chat, for showing up today.
Yeah, it's good to be back. And to you two gentlemen for holding down the fort while I was away through good things and not so good.
Well then, I think we should wrap it up. Everybody, thank you for joining us. It's been a great show. There will be a stream tomorrow because I have to do spa before my friends come over to paint Warhammer models. And then Monday is bank holiday.
Yes, it's Memorial Day weekend.
Actually, no, my friends are coming over on Monday. So Sunday there will be at least one stream of spa, maybe a second one.
Oh.
You may get a double dose of F1, a triple dose of F1.
Oh my.
You get Zandvoort, which, because the race is tomorrow. Then you get Spa for me, and then you get to see us make Williams great again. And by the way, I can already give up the ghost. We are playing Williams, besides from that. Actually, trust me, there has been a thought about me actually doing streams of painting Warhammer models. I have a camera right here that Will is on that I can easily point down at my desk here where I can paint models, and it's a wireless keyboard. So that there is thoughts about that. But regardless of all of that, the plan is for Spa for Williams is this. They want us to get 9th. Or they want us to get, what is it? They want us to get 9th in the constructor standing. So it's basically year 1 is going to be shut up, take your medicine, and develop the car for next year. Because they have in the game that Williams and Haas have the most wind tunnel time and the most so they don't have the least amount of money, but they have the most wind tunnel time. So you can go through there. Also, it's just going to be hiring young drivers and get Latifi out of that team as fast as physically possible.
Yeah, goat.
So I think Latifi has a contract, and I have to relook at it. Maybe it was an error. Latifi has a contract of $630,000 for a year, which is okay. I assume that it's really that low because he's a paid driver, so they couldn't make it so he was giving you money, so they made it as low as they could. Guess how much Albon is on for a 1-year contract?
50,000 rather than $1 million. I think he's under $1 million.
No. I think I'll take a look here. I think they have him at 3.6.
Wow.
Granted, now remember he just signed a new contract, which could have renegotiated that all out. But this is because he still shows as the 1-year contract.
Yeah.
So, the plan is to go for youth, and go for youth and go for car development. And so, getting as much as I would love to have Albon, I mean he's all right driver, but it's just gonna because your drivers gain experience too. It's just okay, let's get rid of those 2 guys. Let's get 2 young drivers and let's just develop them and develop the car for year 1. Take our lumps and then go from there. And then maybe we'll get something. All right. Bump, bump, bump. Formula 1. Thank you, Crofty. I'll tell you in about 2 seconds what his contract is, because I'm actually in the game now. Not saying I was playing it in the background while we were doing stuff. All right. What is Albon's contract? Yep. Oh shit! It's even worse. Albon's contract is $6 million, $6 million US dollars
Good lord.
for 1 year. King Latifi's contract is $630,000 for 1 year. And we have Jack Aiken as our third driver. Jesus, I gotta get rid of these guys. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not even on that amount to start with. Also, I gotta do some other stuff here too.
What is this redemption?
It's Cult of the Lamb.
All right. Okay.
I was gonna be doing some streams with that. So, oh, game! Don't tell me I can't change it. If I can't change this, I'll be very upset. Okay, I can't. So that'll be sad for some of you guys. So I will. What does it cost for a lost wang? That's a good question. You actually can, like, if you damage a wing, you actually have to make sure you have more in reserve. Yeah. I saw Colt, so I figured I'd join. Thank you. Yeah. So for tomorrow's stream of Formula One Manager, I had to warn everybody, because I bought it and I live in America, it's going to be in freedom units. So, riddle me this, Batman. The car temperatures, the carcass temperatures on the tires, and like the speed is in kilometers and Celsius, but the dollar and finances are in USD. This game doesn't know what it wants to be. Anyway, folks, this has been the podcast. Thank you all for showing up. We absolutely love you. And we'll see you all later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.